Stop throwing away your KitchenAid mixers when they break, because every single time you do, through some sort of wormhole space-time continuum, they end up in my mezzanine. Now, I'm trying to fix these as fast as I can, but it would be easier with your help. Even if you have zero experience, you can do it. Let me show you. The Professional 600 is super easy to take apart. One screw in the back, which allows you to take off the beauty band. There are 2 screws on each side right here on the upper housing. We'll just go ahead and remove those. Now the Professional 600 here, it has many faces. The Pro 600, the Pro 5 Plus, the Professional HD, the 550 HD, they're all the same thing internally. When you get into the early 2000s, they had the Professional 6 and the Epicurean. And the new parts are not compatible with the Professional 6 or the Epicurean, unfortunately. But all those other mixers, the parts are compatible. Now these older machines are better than the machines that they're coming out with today. And I'm going to show you how to completely rebuild it so it's literally better than brand new. Start by removing the 4 screws on this transmission housing. And once those 4 screws are out, this transmission housing literally just pulls up and away just like that. I don't know what this is. It's got some funk to it. Yeah, there's some sort of crud in here and it just smells funky. All right, let's start taking this stuff out. This is the worm gear. It's a floating gear. It just pulls away just like that. Grab a paper towel, get a firm grip on this shaft, and we're just going to pull on it. Which gives us a view of this snap ring right here. We'll just go ahead and split that and take that off. And with that snap ring off, we can grab onto this bevel gear and we can go ahead and remove that as well. Underneath that bevel gear, there's going to be a little pin right here. We should just be able to push that out by hand. We'll grab that too. Now that nothing's holding this planetary in place, we can just give it a few taps with a mallet and off she goes. Now I usually catch that, but I wanted to demonstrate the benefit of having a rag right here. Take a look. No damage whatsoever. The rag dampens the blow. That's a tip that gets a lot of mileage. Moving along, worm follower gear, we can go ahead and remove that. Now for the speed board here, so there are 4 clips right here coming off of it. Let's go ahead and remove those. All it takes is some needle nose pliers and a little wiggling. Next, 2 screws that hold this speed board in place. And then this hall sensor right here, there's 2 little clips on the underside. We just push those in and this thing will just pop up out of the way just like that. All right, turn that baby around. There are 2 screws here on the back, there and there, that hold this motor into place. All right, we need these screws. They're going to mount into the new motor. Now, before we go any further, there is a pin right here and right here. We want to knock those down. And then really just tighten the piss out of these bolts. All right, so there's 1 more gear right here. We can just go ahead and finger that out of place. And then we'll just spend a couple minutes here getting all of this old grease out of here. All right, now that we got this housing you tried to sneak one past me, didn't you? Take a look at that. Somebody smashed this wire. Now, this machine did work, but in no world am I going to send this out like that, so I'm going to replace that power cord. Mission accomplished. Good thing I have hundreds of every part ever. Speaking of, this is the kit to fully rebuild your machine. This is literally every single part. Grease, planetary, speedboard, gears, motor. And reinstalling it is super easy. 2 screws here on the back of the motor. And with the motor in place, we can go ahead and just start greasing up this transmission housing. Need a ton, just a light layer, then we can go ahead and push our planetary up into place. Followed by sliding on our new worm follower gear. Next, we're going to take our dowel pin here. We're going to slide that in until it's sticking out evenly. Turn it so it's right in line with the ledge on this gear. Because next we have to drop on our bevel gear. Take a look. You can see how that mounts on there. The pin has to go into those little channels. Oompa loompa doompity done. We'll go ahead and secure that back into place with our snap ring. And once that's done, we can go ahead and slather up these gear teeth. Just like that. Now we need to reconstruct this worm gear here. It consists of a few parts. You have the worm gear, you have the sleeve bearings, and then you have the thrust bearings. The sleeve bearings consist of a front and rear, and the rear is the one that has this little extra hump on it. Let's go ahead and put this on the side where the wheel is at. Just slides on just like that. Hope you're hungry. We're about to make a bearing sandwich. Take a look. These are the race bearings. You can see they have these little concaves. Well, these ball bearings ride inside of that just like that. We're going to sandwich these guys together. We can add just a little bit of cream in there to make sure that these guys are nice and lubricated. Slide our bearing sandwich over this shaft, and then we'll go ahead and we'll put this front sleeve bearing on to cap it off. We can go ahead and just drop this guy down into place. If we spin this fan here, it'll rotate these gears. So while we spin the fan, we can also just add a little bit more grease to this. Hub gear, transmission housing, pop that baby down into place. A little bit of grease on that gear and around the housing. Then take our gasket and go ahead and stick that down into place. This transmission housing should now go on and seat firmly. You can tell if you have a little bit of a gap here still, you can spin this fan again while putting a little bit of pressure on this to get it to drop down into place. Now we've secured this transmission housing with our 4 screws. And the last thing we got to do here is get our speed board in place. So we'll go ahead, we'll set that down. We're going to put the 2 screws to mount that into place. Now for the wires, take a look. On the left over here, we have 2 bigger clips. On the right, we have 2 smaller clips. The smaller clips here go onto motor 1 and motor 2. They can go on in any orientation. Now for the power wires, the larger ones, we have a black and a white. Well, the black goes to this one right here that says black. And the white goes to this one, which says white and neutral. Now all that's left is this Hall sensor. You'll see one side is just big, flat, and black. That is the side that goes towards the motor. We just click that down into place. Now check this out. You ready for this? Oh, this thing sounds amazing. Literally better than new. I mean, seriously, look at this thing. It is absolutely stunning. And it quite literally runs better than a brand new machine. So don't replace it, rebuild it. I promise you won't regret it.